before we get into it, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel out. I never imagined a simple invite to a rooftop birthday party would become the moment my marriage split open. Leora had been buzzing with excitement for days, insisting her friend group hadn't had a proper hangout in months. She said she wanted me there to connect with them, but there was a nervous edge in her voice I couldn't ignore. Still, I agreed. We've been arguing a lot, and I hoped a night out together might lighten things. I told myself showing up was the right move. What I didn't realize was that showing up would expose the truth she'd been hiding behind carefully practiced smiles. When we stepped onto the rooftop, the warm glow of string lights blended with the evening sky. Soft music drifted through the chatter, and laughter rolled across the space. Leora immediately slipped into her animated, social persona. I tried to keep up, but the second we entered the crowd, I noticed how her attention flickered around the room. She was looking for someone. Her whole expression shifted when she spotted him. Ken, the old friend she'd mentioned only in passing, never with real detail, like he was someone who didn't need more than a brief mention. He walked toward us with the confidence of a man who assumed the room existed for him. His grin spread wider when he reached Leora, and their hug lingered a moment longer than it should have. Then he turned to me, extending a handshake that felt more like a challenge than a greeting. "So this is Alder?" he said, eyeing me with a smirk dripping amusement and dismissal. "Man, you clean up better than I thought." A few people laughed. I forced a polite smile, pretending it didn't hit me where it hurt, but Leora didn't step in. She let out a soft, awkward laugh, but she laughed, and that sat in my stomach like a stone. As the night unfolded, Ken kept tossing small, cutting comments my way. When I talked about my job, he joked it sounded a little too comfortable. When I tried joining a conversation, he cut across me with something louder, flashier. He kept glancing at Leora as if waiting for her approval, and she would either laugh or look away like choosing a side would cost her something. Each moment was tiny, but humiliation doesn't need volume. It just needs witnesses. The moment everything cracked happened near the bar. I was standing with a drink, trying to blend into the noise, when Ken called out to me from across the group. The music dipped just enough for his voice to slice through. "Alder, tell us something. What's it like being the quiet guy? Leora says you're the type who lets everything slide. Must be nice having no backbone." The group erupted in laughter, sharp, careless, oblivious to the bruise blooming in my chest. But Leora, she froze. Her eyes widened, like she didn't expect him to expose her words. Her cheeks burned, and she took a quick sip from her glass. As the laughter faded, tiny pockets of silence formed around us. Someone whispered, "Damn, that was rough." Another murmured, "Is he serious?" Heat crawled beneath my skin, but instead of exploding, I felt something cool and steady settle inside me, clarity. I didn't offend myself. I didn't argue. I didn't try to win anyone back. I simply set my untouched drink on the table, straightened my jacket, and looked at Ken with a calm so sharp his grin faltered. Then I turned to Leora and said quietly, just loud enough for the circle to hear, "I didn't realize you needed people like this to feel important." The room froze. Ken blinked, thrown off. His smirk vanished. People shifted awkwardly, unsure whether to laugh or pretend they didn't hear anything. Leora reached toward my arm, but I stepped back slightly. "You told him that about me?" I asked, not angry, just honest. Her face crumpled. The truth was there long before she spoke. "Alder, it wasn't like that, I didn't." The lies drowned fast in silence. I nodded once, then walked away. No raised voice. No drama. No scene. Just quiet. And my silence hit harder than anything I could have yelled. I felt dozens of eyes on me as I walked out. Even the music seemed to pause. I reached the elevator before I heard footsteps rushing after me. Leora's voice cracked as she caught up. "Alder, please, wait. I didn't mean for it to go that far. You weren't supposed to hear that." I turned slowly. Her eyes had lost their spark, washed out with regret. She wasn't thinking about the party anymore. She was thinking about me and what my silence meant. "You laughed," I said softly. "Not once. Every time." She swallowed hard. I just didn't want things to get awkward. I held her gaze. Awkward for who? I asked. A tear slid down her cheek. She stepped closer, but I didn't move. The elevator doors opened behind me with a soft chime. The faint sounds of the party drifted down, the music, the voices, and the echo of a humiliation I never signed up for. I shouldn't have come, I said, voice steady. Not to the party, not into a room where I was someone's joke. She reached for my hand. Please, Alder, let's just go home and talk. I'll fix this. I swear I'll fix everything. But the truth between us was already settled, solid, unmoving. Some things can't be unseen, and some silences speak louder than a whole room laughing. Without another word, I stepped into the elevator. The door slid shut on her trembling expression, leaving her alone with her regret, her choices, and the echo of my quiet exit, the one reaction she never expected, and the only one she couldn't ignore.